Hi, I'm Mike Messier, and welcome to Short Film Showcase, where we feature the very best short films and their filmmakers from the New England region. And let me introduce our very special first guest. It's our special co-host for this episode, and many episodes. Ella Quesada, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Now, Ella, let's talk about you for a moment. How did you get into acting and modeling and all the wonderful things that you're involved in?
Well, I loved the arts since I was very little, but I was really, really shy. So it was not until I was like in high school that I started doing talent shows and music projects, and then in college I started studying drama, acting, music. So yeah, I think it was very early on when I started being interested in everything, but I was really a really shy kid. So it took me a while.
It's interesting how you kind of blossomed and kind of just got that bite. Was there a specific moment in your history where something just triggered, or was it kind of a gradual process?
Well, it was gradual, you know, like I still, even in high school and college, I would still be really shy and be really nervous. And up to this day, I'm still a shy person. Like, people just don't notice it.
Okay.
But
okay.
I'm still shy, you know, I'm just, I guess, like, I don't know, I'm very energetic. So
yes.
I guess that comes through, you know.
Well, we love your charisma here on the show. I mean, I come in and I'm having a bad day. I see Ella. I was like, yeah, Ella's here. You know, so that's good. Now, people tell you that. They tell you that you light up a room and you make people feel good. Do they give you that compliment?
They do. They say that I have all this energy and that I'm bubbly and all these. I didn't see it that way before, and I guess like now I kind of understand where they're coming from. But yeah, people do say that I have tons of energy and I'm very animated.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And you're originally from, was it Puerto Rico? Was that correct?
So I was born in Dominican Republic.
Okay.
And my parents moved to Puerto Rico when I was about 4 years old.
Okay.
So I was raised in Puerto Rico my whole life. Then when I was about 22, I moved to the Netherlands. Then went back to Puerto Rico, then moved to New York, then went back to Puerto Rico, and somehow ended up in Boston.
So a very multicultural background. Is that fair to say? Like, just kind of interesting?
Yes, I think what really changed my life was when I moved to Europe.
Okay.
I think that changed it all for me. Like any way of thought that I had, you know, it just like completely changed. You know, people, like, the culture is so different. The Dutch culture and the way they live, I
yes.
really loved it. So I think that was like a crucial moment in my life when everything changed.
When just things opened up. And
yep.
You just got
I became more accepting of other cultures and other ways of thinking and new ideas and projects, and it was just a different way of living in general, you know.
Well, it sounds pretty mind-blowing, actually, because as an American, we kind of get these regimented thoughts about how things are supposed to be, and probably all of that is not always the case. Probably a lot of things in the European and other countries, their cultures, we could learn from as Americans, because we just don't understand different value systems or how people approach things.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely different from the way they look at food, you know.
Right.
It's more like an energy, you know, kind of fueling your body type of thing, instead of just like, let's just eat, you know.
Right.
I used to bike everywhere there too, which I was really in shape.
Yeah.
So that was another thing, and people involved in sports, in language, you know. Everybody learns how to speak English in the Netherlands because, you know, not a lot of people speak Dutch.
Wow.
And the rest of the world, you know, it's a little country. So so I tried to learn Dutch, but it was really hard.
And before we go any further, what are you going to bring to our show? Because we look forward to having you on the show. And what do you like about our show to introduce guests? And we're so happy to have you here. So what excites you about the Short Film Showcase?
I am really excited because it's a great opportunity to learn.
Yeah.
Especially from you. I've seen you hosting many times, and you have this natural way of doing it. So I think it's a great opportunity to learn and to keep pursuing a career in hosting, which I really would love to do more frequently. And I want to meet people, so this is a great way to to get to know all the people in the film industry.
Well, you hosted one show before. It was a big success with Roman Vangelli and Mark Carter. And so on this episode, you are going to have a great interview with a tremendous actor. So I'm looking forward to how you get to meet Steven Stapinski.
Yes.
And the first thing we're going to do in the show is show Steven's film, Sporting Dog. And then after that, Ella, it's all you and Steven.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Right now in the Short Film Showcase, we're going to feature a short film called Sporting Dog, featuring our first guest, Steven Stapinski. Afterwards, we'll have an interview with Steven and our special co-host, Ella Quezada. Thanks for watching Short Film Showcase.
The Lakers had no trouble with the Rockets, winning 124 to 88. The Nuggets just got by the Knicks, 114 to 112. The Supersonics devastated the Jazz, 136 to 78.
One more millionaire in Boston today, as the winning Megabucks numbers last night were 5, 7, 14, 31.
And here he comes. Yep.
Hey, fellas.
Mike.
Oh, yeah. Stay with it. Yeah. Who's winning?
Who do you think? The hell am I doing betting against a black fella in basketball?
Losing, that's what you're doing.
So who do you like on Sunday?
Making me sure the goddamn Patriots will find some way to lose.
They're still scared of Parcells. Who do you like?
Pats?
Then take the Jets.
And never mind what the f is. Now, Mike,
Yeah?
two guys come looking for you this morning.
Mean-looking mother.
So how much?
25,000.
$2,500, for Christ's sakes, pay them. Maybe you better talk to that pretty wife of yours.
Ex-wife.
Yeah.
Thought that hearing was today your big payday when you're gonna get the money and the kid.
The lawyer rescheduled Monday.
And you told your friend you'd have it for him today.
Living on the float again.
You really should talk to your wife. Who knows? She may start betting for you.
Not likely. She likes chess. See you, fellas.
I like chess.
Come here, Tess. Some frisbee. Frisbee. We go, boy. rabbit's foot? Yeah. Nothing bad's gonna happen to Daddy. You watch. They only want to talk to Daddy. It's gonna be okay, okay?
Hey, nice catch. Cute girl you got here, Mr. Harrison. Never seen a nicer looking little kid. Don't you think so? Yeah, one really nice kid.
Yes, I know.
That is the girl, right? Kinda hard to tell when they're that little, you know? Boys, girls. They're all more or less the same at that age, don't you think?
Okay, what the hell do you guys want?
Ooh, hey, calm down, guy. Relax. Introductions? Absolutely. This is Mr. James. He's not too social, so I don't expect him to shake hands. Well, you're not, guy. What can I say? I'm Mr. Scarnisi. You can call me Mike. That's your name, too, right? He's Mike, too. Weird, huh? What'd I tell you Mr. James would find our sport out here playing games? What other games you like to play, Mr. Harrison? I bet hide and seek's one of your favorites, huh?
I take it you're here representing the interests of Mr. Shea.
You take it right.
Don't have them. I'm gonna get about 10 times what I owe. In the settlement on Monday, you come to the court with me. I'll sign it over right then.
This is bad, Mr. Harrison, but it's not our concern. You're gonna have to talk to our employer. Mind if I, what's the dog's name? Taz. I suck at those things.
Mr. Harrison, we had an agreement. I'm somewhat disappointed.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I know I told you today, but my hearing was delayed and I'm not lying to you. I was just saying to these guys that I'll have it for sure by Monday. Please, just give me till then, please.
Mr. Harrison, it appears you failed to grasp an essential truth here. By Monday, the amount you owe will no longer be $25,000. It'll be $200,000. Compound interest, my friend. Compound interest. You know, somebody once asked Albert Einstein what he believed to be the most powerful force in the universe. You know what he said? Compound interest. In your case, it may prove to be the most destructive. I propose a solution to our dilemma. I'm prepared to not only forgive your debt, but to offer you a wager. Of $100,000.
What's the bet?
Very good, Mr. Harrison. I see you're interested. Very good indeed. I've been watching you throw this device to your beautiful animal. He's in his element here, is he not? And he loves you. That's clear. So I'm prepared to offer you a wager of $100,000 on whether this beautiful dog can catch this saucer 5 times in a row.
5? Catch that thing 100 times in a row if you win.
Well, all right then, let's make it 100.
No. 5's good. He can do 5.
Very well. 5 throws from right here. Well, let's say the throws have to go as far as there, that pizza box. Does that seem fair to you?
All he has to do is catch it, right?
That's correct. 5 times in a row. A saucer can never touch the ground. You win $5,000 per catch. You can stop at any time. Catches all 5, the debt is erased, and you get to keep the money that your daughter now guards.
And if he drops it?
How exactly did Rumpelstiltskin put it? Living things are more precious to me than all the treasures of the world.
You're crazy.
Perhaps, for, as you say, your fine animal can catch many more throws than that on which I'm prepared to wager.
Well, pick something else. I'm not wagering on my daughter's life.
Now, Mr. Harrison, you're committed to nothing. If at any time during the wager you wish to quit, you simply pocket your cash and walk away. At which point, my associates will take it from you and remove one of your eyes as collateral against the balance owed. I do not believe you'll enjoy their methods.
Say I accept. What's to keep me from running away with Josephine if I lose? There are houses all around here. Someone will come out if I scream loud enough.
It's true, Mr. Harrison, you could. We do not have to claim such a fine prize tonight. We have many means at our disposal. As an example, please gaze at what Mr. James now holds.
How'd you get that?
Exactly. So you see, Mr. Harrison, we have our means. This is only one potential avenue of collection. We're very resourceful. Wouldn't you agree? You'll find that I'm a fair man. You win, you walk away rich. You lose, you pay. A lesson which could, I think, use some reinforcing. If we have a player, gentlemen, please give him room. Are you ready?
I don't see I have much of a choice.
You always have a choice, Mr. Harrison. That's what makes life interesting. Wouldn't you agree?
Come here, Ted. Come on, girl. Just 5 throws, okay? Just 5 throws. Listen.
That's 1, Mr. Harrison. That's 2. Excellent. Would you like to up the wager?
No, and knock off the goddamn counting. Oh no, Tazzy! Tazzy, no! Oh, Jesus, Tazzy! Tazzy, get the first thing, Tazzy! I quit, you son of a bitch. Just give me the 15 grand now and I'll take my chances. I got till the end of the day to get the rest, right? You said so.
You have a point, Mr. Harrison. I must admit I am disappointed. As I told you, I'm a fair man. I'll even give you a 15-minute head start before my associates start looking for you again. I do not believe you'll accumulate the remainder so quickly.
Just give me the goddamn money.
Do me a favor. Count these for me. I hate for my count to be off. Sun's up.
Yeah, big time.
Gonna be a nice day.
sweetie. He never misses, right? Watch Daddy. We're gonna be okay, okay? Hey, get away from the dog. I only have 2 more catches. Get the f away from the dog!
Take it easy, guy. I just might help you out and buy this mud off you when you lose. I think it'd look good on film. I got what you might call a little side venture in the video industry. Specialty films. And you know what? I also got some big plans for my new star here. Believe me, young talent's in demand and unbelievably hard to find these days.
You can't be serious.
Oh, he's quite serious. You'd never know it, but he's become quite the producer.
Boys, girls, they're all more or less the same at that age, don't you think?
Get the f away!
If I were you, guy, I wouldn't try that again. You know what? I think we ought to just zap him right now and take the kid.
No, Mike. I made a wager with the man. So far, he's performed admirably. You do intend to finish.
2 more catches and you guys are leaving me and my daughter alone?
Of course, Mr. Harrison. I'm a man of my word.
And I get to walk away with the cash, all of it, no strings.
No strings. Absolutely.
You're not gonna follow me as soon as I turn around?
Mr. Harrison, you watch too much television. Please continue.
Yes!
That's 4.
Damn right it's 4. Come on, Dazzy. Just one more champion.
Can you hear me? Did you get all that? Good? Excellent. Mr. Harrison, I'm told that your expression just now looks fantastic on the monitor. And your wobbly knees are perfect.
Oh, shit. You got an extra guy?
Get an extra guy? You know I have an extra. You know, it's always something with you. A match, a cigarette.
Guy,
Look like a vending machine.
Relax.
Our client has been somewhat concerned with your fitness to be the custodial parent of young Josephine here. I'm sure you, as an attorney, can appreciate the value of a demonstration of your concern for your daughter's welfare. Please direct your attention to our car. It is your wife, is it not?
I don't believe you.
Believe me, Mr. Harrison, I understand that both the video and the audio portion recorded exceptionally well. Want to hear?
Get that out of my face. Even if you do have this on tape, none of it's admissible in court.
But it is admissible, quite desirably so. As you should very well know, Mr. Harrison, in matters central to the moral fitness of a custodial parent. How do you think the news media, the hard copies of our nation, will react to your performance? Not to mention the Massachusetts Bar Association. This is a consent decree. It indicates your desire to award permanent custody of young Josephine to Dr. Harrison, thus obviating the need for a hearing on Monday. It also allows for a cash settlement to the real Mr. Shea, who my associates and I will contact as your representatives, plus an additional small settlement for you. Mrs. Harrison would prefer that the girl not have a destitute father. I'm sure you'll find all is in order within the document. Andre? Very good. Very good indeed. Well, I believe we're all finished here. Mike, please.
Hey! He never drops it. What'd she say?
He said, checkmate, Mr. Harrison.
Hello and welcome back to Short Film Showcase. My name is Ella, and today we have one very special guest, one of the leads for Sporting Dogs, Steve Stapinski. Hello, Steve.
Hi, Ella.
How
Thank
are
you
you?
for having me. Wonderful.
Tell me, how did it all start?
In terms of...
Acting. Let's talk about acting.
I don't know if I can go back to when I was a kid, but, you know, my father, I just sitting in the green room waiting, thinking about my dad. He saw at least 1 or 2 movies a week. My mother didn't like the fact that he did it, but my father was, I would call him Mr. Movie, and I thought of that kind of in retrospect today. And I guess he was always the guy on the street that had the little 8mm camera going, and always sort of put me in front of it, and allowed me to act out in front of it, and eventually taught me to edit the films that he made, put them together and show them. And of course, I think all the neighbors and the family sort of got tired of seeing the same cast of characters, basically myself and my sister, in the films. But really, I think just spending time with my dad really got me interested in it. And then I think, my life transitioned into what I call the treadmill of life, where, your high school guidance counselor sort of puts you on a track, and, you go to college and you become a professional and you begin to work, and all of a sudden these things that you enjoyed, maybe making films or dealing with films or acting in films, sort of get put aside, and other things become more important. There was a point in my life where I was lucky enough to have the acquaintances of some people that were able to cast me for a day as an extra in The Crucible.
Oh, wow.
And that's kind of a story all by itself. I got a phone call from the wardrobe people. They said to show up at Danvers State Hospital. I showed up, and I think it was the day that they found O.J. Simpson, O.J. not guilty, because I thought it was wonderful. I got measured by the wardrobe women, and they were trying on different clothes and everything else, and I was really excited that I was going to be an extra for a day. And at the end of this whole exercise, the woman came up to me and said, "Look, I have some bad news, and we just don't have anything that will fit you." And
Are you serious?
I was devastated. I said, "Oh my God, I spent all this time, I was looking forward to it," and went in the car, and that's when I heard the O.J. verdict. I was driving back to my office when the casting person called me, and I told her what happened, and she said, "Let me make a call." And a couple hours later, I got a phone call from the wardrobe people who said, "Look, we've got some new wardrobe being made in Italy, and we'll have something that'll fit you, and you show up when, we'll be in touch." So I went to Ipswich, and my first day had no idea what I was going to do, completely a novice at everything with professional filmmaking. So there was a guy who I later found out was Daniel Day-Lewis. They were putting him into a barge with Winona Ryder.
So were you starstruck?
No, I didn't even know who they were, to be honest with you. They look like regular people at 5 in the morning. Who knows who they are? I didn't realize who they were even. And they said to me, "Okay, well, you're going to wait." And I said, "Well, I'm supposed to go over to be in this movie." And they said, "Okay," and they put me in the barge. So here I was, in the barge with the two of them, and I start talking to them, and a couple other people with me, and sort of get to the island, and off we go, and someone says to me, "Hey, you can't be talking to the stars. It's not allowed. They're the principals. You can't talk to them." Of course, I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, what do I do?" And they said, "Well, you go to makeup and hair, and you get your wardrobe, you get your makeup and hair done, and then they'll tell you what happens after that." So I went, got my wardrobe, got my makeup done, and they colored my teeth yellow, and I said, "This is great." And they put the wig on me. I had long red hair, kind of like yours.
You were in full character.
I was. And I said, "What do I do now?" And they said, "You go to breakfast." I said, "This is great." And I went to breakfast, and then they brought me to the set, and they said, "Well, this is going to be your wife. And when we call action, background action, you're going to walk from here to there." And they did it. And the director started yelling, "Cut, cut, 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 cut," and started yelling instructions. And I was in awe by this whole operation. I just thought this was the most amazing thing I had ever seen of how they make a film. And a prop person had come up to me and given me an eel trap and to carry. That was my prop. And the director yelled, when he got done saying, "We're going to reset this, I want the lights here, and we're going to reset that," he said, "And what's that guy doing with that thing in his hand?" And the prop person said, "That's an eel trap." And he said, "He's dressed like an elder. He doesn't carry an eel trap. He looks like a lawyer." In fact, he's the lawyer for the selectmen. Get him a law book. And somebody comes over and they took my eel trap and they brought me this big book.
Wow.
And then after the scene was over, someone came over, they started taking pictures. What's your name? What's your name? You know, they're writing, yeah. I said, well, what's the big deal? They said, well, you're the lawyer for the selectmen. And I didn't know what that meant, but what it meant was that now, whenever there was a scene with the selectmen, I was in the scene.
So they upgraded you.
I went from working 1 day in the film to working like 35 days in the film.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. And so that's the story, and it started going from there. And I had the opportunity to meet a lot of people. I had a lot of access around the set. So I sort of learned what a gaffer did. I learned what a makeup person really does. I learned what a DP really is. I learned what a grip does. And
so that was kind of like a crash course.
It was the most wonderful course, or the most wonderful education that I could have ever had. And of course, I shout out to Carolyn Pickman from CP Casting, who then called me in to read for a film that was being made called In Dreams. And
I saw that movie.
Right? And
Yes.
she auditioned me for Benny the Security Guard. And this was my first real audition. And I had no idea what to do. I called friends and acquaintances, what do I do, what do I do? And they all said, well, you got to learn the lines. And I spent, you know, an entire weekend learning the lines, went in, had the audition, and of course I didn't get the part. So it was my first big disappointment from going from that big high to the low. And speaking with Carolyn, she said, look, you know, you really need to take some acting courses. And one thing led to another, and I started taking classes at the Harrison Project with Peter Kelly. And Peter, who's still my acting coach today, I spent 8 years taking classes at night, 2 nights a week, 3 nights a week with Peter, and I just had a wonderful time learning, and was
he's
able.
Still teaching too.
He's still teaching. He's still coach. He's coach on NCIS in LA, and he comes back and does Boston classes as well as LA and New York still. So a shout out to him. He's absolutely wonderful.
But let me tell you, you know, like that's one of the best stories I've ever heard. Like your first experience, and you get to do all that stuff and work in a film for 30+ days. You know,
Right.
not a lot. That doesn't happen to a lot of people.
No, probably not. But I will tell you that because I learned so much, what I found in my background, really, my education is, you know, civil engineering and construction projects and that sort of thing. And what I found is that making a film is absolutely no different than, you know, building a building or designing an engineering project, a construction project. You know, you need, like in the case of development, you need a good site, you need a good architectural team, and of course, you've got to have a good contractor to put it together, a lot of good subcontractors. And the same with a film. It's, you know, you need a good idea, you need a good script, you need a good writer, and then you need good actors, and you need a good production group, gaffers, the DP, the hair and makeup, the wardrobe, all of them really sort of have to work as a team with the actors to put it all together. And then, of course, you've got the finish at the end, and that's the editing, and then, of course, the marketing of the film is no different than marketing a building for lease or for rent or for sale. So it's really the whole thing. It's a group of people working together for a common goal, and that's the production and success of the film.
So you think studying engineering helped you, like, kind of like build a path on what to do next after your first film?
Well, I think to some degree, in terms of making films and producing films, which I'm now involved with, a little more heavier, the answer is yes. Absolutely, unequivocally yes. But in terms of the acting, I think really the focus has been more of an education in the fine arts that maybe I didn't have necessarily when I, went through college and graduate school. So, so there's really two paths, and it's being able to take what I've learned over the years and sort of apply them to my career.
Have you studied in a specific technique?
Well, I think, Peter basically he's kind of brought forth a amalgamation of various, but I mean, essentially they're Meisner and Udehagen, and that's basically, I think, the way he's oriented his students. And that's really, I think, if you look at my roles and you look at the acting, that's really what I bring to it. I will say as well that that allows you to really sort of get into comedy because, it's very good training in terms of, learning lines and learning the book, so to speak. And Peter spent a lot of time with me on comedy. And actually, having moved to New York, I started taking classes at Upright Citizens Brigade at UCB. And the improv was something that I really didn't get a lot of here in New England. And I mean true improv. And that really has opened up, I think, my thinking process and my character development in terms of when I look at a scene. Once I begin to learn the lines, I think about the character, really learn the scene, become off book, and then really sort of use my improv knowledge now to build the character directly. So I, sort of meld the two together, and I find that and then I find that's very rewarding at the end of the day when you bring that to it, the improv to the page.
So you concentrate more on building up a character first and then memorizing your lines, or how do you approach that?
Well, I think the initial read through is to get a flavor of who the person is. Then I think I really work on the book work. I really learn the lines. So one of the things that I found in the past is if you're concentrating on the lines, you never get to really build the character. And likewise, if you don't learn the lines and you're not off book, it doesn't free you up to really become the character. And there are a lot of techniques before a scene and after a scene, the moment before, the moment after. These are things that you can't forget about, that you have to bring to an audition, that you have to bring to a scene. And you can't really find those if you're thinking about the words on the page. So the words on the page really need to be instilled in you. They really need to come out naturally. And by bringing that process into the actor or into me, at least the way I feel, I'm able to find that character very quickly. It becomes a very, very natural thing once the words are in there.
So now that we talked about all of that, what can you tell me about your newest project?
Well, I think my newest project right now, two projects actually that I have in the works that I can't really talk about right now. One of them is a pilot that's in the process of hopefully being written, and another one are the rights to a book, which will lead to a screenplay, which we hope will be made. But I am involved with the production of Boston Strong, which is in all hopes going to be made. I'm working with Dorothy Alfiero and Paul Tamassi, both of whom were the producers of The Fighter. And of course, Paul wrote the screenplay for The Fighter. Both of them are good friends of mine, Dorothy in Boston, Paul in Los Angeles. And we're working on Project Boston Strong together. We're working on another project called Depravity. It's a Dennis Lehane screenplay that Paul has been involved with. Paul's actually going to direct it. And we think both of those things will be going forward this year. So those are two very exciting projects that I'm involved in the production of. So I'm excited about both of those things, and they're great people to work with. They are absolutely great.
That sounds very exciting.
Right. And I also am working with somebody else, developing a film, sort of a lower mid-budget film that is sort of a comedy, romantic comedy, and it is absolutely a wonderful concept. I'm waiting for him to finish the treatment, which I think should be done in the next week or two, and I am hoping that gets made early in 2015. So that's a wonderful project.
Great to hear.
In terms of acting, this past weekend I was in a public service announcement commercial as a judge, which I get a lot of auditions for. And over the past several months, several short films, both in Boston. Camp 9 Films, The Drive was one. I was a detective in, and another one in New York that I did 2 weeks ago that I was a detective in. And the one thing that I never really get to do is comedy. And 3 weeks ago, I was in a pilot in New York, which is at the short term entitled The Last Jewish Waiter. And it's absolutely hilarious. I'm an older guy, which I am, with a younger wife. Nice. And the two of us are in Katz's Deli, and I don't want to give it all away, but it is absolutely hilarious. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and actually to be in it, it was just absolutely wonderful, and a lot of it was improv. It was base scripted, and we worked off of the base script and did it during the day in Katz's when it was full with people, and everybody that walked in the door had to sign a release that they didn't mind, that their faces being in the TV pilot. Of course, they all loved it, and it was wonderful. It was great. Had a great time.
Well, Steve, we have to wrap it up, unfortunately, and it's been great to listen to your whole story, and we hope that we can have you here again. Thank you so much for coming by to share your story. It's amazing.
Well, thank you.
Thanks
for having me, Ella. Yep.
Up next, here's an episode of Clean Living. Enjoy.
What gives? If this is about your cousin Lucy, there's two sides to every story.
What about my cousin?
Oh no, not. She says hi.
Look, you little shit. We're looking for your brother. Where is he?
Tony? I haven't seen him since the day after Christmas.
You mean to tell me you haven't seen your own brother since Christmas?
No, the day after.
Where the hell you been?
I got stuck behind a school bus. What? Yeah, you know when they have that little red sign out, you're not supposed to pass them. It's illegal.
Pansy.
It was a school bus.
Still taking a fake job home with you?
Yeah, you know that little old lady that lived next door to me?
Yeah.
Well, when I came home last night, she was out there and asked me if I'd take a look at her house. You know, the wife, she's standing right there. What am I going to do?
Search for your brother?
Well, I took a look at it, but it needs a belt. So I brought it by the shop. Let Donnie take a look at it.
So you're just a name on the window, or do you actually work there?
Hey, listen, you're not going to hear him complaining. He's got a cushy job, steady paychecks, right? And full bennies. Ain't no boss hanging over him. What more could you ask for?
Hey, you got dental too?
Oh, yeah, we got one of them blue, whatever it is, plans.
You think you might be able to put me on the books?
What happened? Your mom throw you off of her plan? Huh?
Well, I got dropped.
How do you get dropped?
Well, there's some kind of red flag from the American Dental Association. They wrote a letter to the insurance company saying it was on a blacklist.
Yeah? Wait, you have a file with the American Dental Association? Blacklist? Vinny, what the hell did you do?
There was an incident.
You have an incident with the ADA.
Well, I kind of bit my dentist. Twice.
Huh. You bit your dentist. You are some kind of an animal, Vin.
Well, I mean, the Novocaine's wearing off. I'm trying to get his attention. He's going on and on about his friggin' boat.
Yeah?
Get in there! Got his fingers jammed down my throat, so I bit him.
Really? Jesus, Vin, what kind of a person bites their dentist?
Well, the guy goes on and on. He's saying, I'm going to rue the day, and he's going to write a letter, and I'm never going to be seen by another dentist in this country again. So I bit him again, this time on the nose.
Huh. Jesus, you are one sick puppy.
So can you help me out or what?
Yeah, I suppose. Just come on by the shop and fill out an application.
So, how's your vision plan looking?
Coming up in Cleveland Living.
I don't know. What is he thinking, huh?
Scarface.
Scarface. Hoo-ah.
Sorry.
No, not you, honey. You're not a hoo-ah. He meant Scarface. Yeah, you got it. See,
I hope you enjoyed Clean Living. Now coming up next, we're going to show you some episodes of Chris Esper's Papatics.
What are you doing?
Trying to find the script to our first episode.
Oh, you had me take care of it.
Why would I do that? Do you have any idea how long it took me to write?
Probably a long time.
Yeah. So, where is it?
Trust me, I took care of it.
And what did you do to it?
I took special precautions to make sure that it doesn't tear.
And how did you do that?
Tear-free baby shampoo.
What? Why would you? Do you have any idea?
Hold on. I use tear-free so that it doesn't tear. See? Oops. My bad.
Without that script, our show won't go on TV.
Well, there's always your tube.
Peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and jelly. Attacked tuna.
Hey, Face! That's a nice jacket.
Okay, so, I'm sure most of you know why we're here. Didn't anyone read the memo? Anyone? Didn't Goofball pass it out to you?
I tried to, but Blockhead kept eating the copies.
Well, what did the memo say? The show's been canceled. We don't have anything to show the network. I'm sure we can still think of something.
Like a hunting show. We can hunt fowl, geese, or ducks.
No! We're not doing a hunting show. Well, then I guess it's time to surrender the show to me. Teddy, why does anyone want a dead show? Don't take that tone with me. You failed. That's because I work with morons.
Who's a moron?
Are you kidding? You're the reason for this meeting.
I thought the memo was the reason.
That was a good reason. Tasty.
Guys, we can still figure something out. That's enough. Oh my goodness! Those are his insides!
You monster!
Now give me the show.
Don't give him the show, or he died in Spain.
That's vain!
You see his veins? I can't watch!
There is no need for this. There's no need for any of this. I'm leaving. Now I sit in the big chair. The show belongs to me.
We're on a show?
Let's go watch our show! Oh, wrong way.
Wait, you can't leave? Now what are we going to do? Starting with this show, we are going to take over the internet. Is it on?
I'm not sure. It's coming in dark.
Well, what's the light on the camera mean?
It typically means it's on.
All you slaves out there. I'm talking to all of you.
The cap was still on. Okay, go.
You made me lose my thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was funny, though.
Don't laugh at me. That's me.
I'm sorry.
Don't baby me. I'm evil. Not while the camera's on.
Oh.
Turn it off.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Attention to all the slaves of the internet. I am your new leader. You will do as I say, starting with tossing out all your teddy bears. I'm your new teddy bear, and cuter too. Second, you will toss out your rubber duckies. They're prohibited. So forget that new bathroom set you were thinking of. Instead, think daddy. That's all.
Grr! I am your leader. I am taking over the internet. I'm an evil teddy bear.
That's disturbing. A little teddy bear taking over the internet. It's just weird.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's it for today's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any work you'd like to submit, please go to bryancaseyfilms.com. And remember, if you dream it, shoot it. I'm Ella Quesada. Thanks for watching Short Film Showcase.